Welcome to the High Ground Podcast. I'm Stevie, and so we're going to do a little bit of an impromptu franchise wars. So, Shang-Chi. So I think it was great to be back in the cinema and actually watching Black Widow, a film that is essentially, I think, been buried, and it seems like an extended version of one of the new Disney Plus series.
Yeah,
But I did enjoy it, but I just didn't think it so.
it was my first time back for February 2020.
Parasite.
Yeah.
For me, it was my first time back in the cinema since I'm going to say Free Guy,
Before.
Free Guy, or I think it was Free Guy. I'm going to find out. When was the last time? Me going off subject here already. But I did go to the cinema because I really wanted to keep my record of seeing all the go to the cinema and seeing all the Marvel films at the cinema since Iron Man. I wanted to keep it going. So it was, Free Guy was the last film I saw in the cinema before, which is good.
Wow.
But I wanted to go to the cinema to see Black Widow, and then I got it straight on Disney Plus a few days later. Which it was.
I think it should be up by now, isn't it? October?
It's October. It's going so. I'm going to warn you now before we get into this. There are spoilers. Spoiler alert is on full. But I know that Scarlett Johansson's suing because of loss of money because of it, but I think personally word of mouth after it arrived
Yeah.
we never would have made the amount of money. It was always going to be one of the lesser ones.
I always think the first one of a new phase is kind of, I don't know, I suppose like everyone forgets it because the last one of the phase was the big one.
Except for when they did Ant-Man being, I think, phase 2.
Yeah.
Then at the end of phase 4, phase 4 was.
I mean, like towards the end, there's always a big event, isn't there? Then
The
there's
PS,
phase 2 onwards, they did, yeah,
which was Ant-Man and Wasp, which was Spider-Man. Phase 3 was no, it's no. Far From Home, No Way Home. Yeah. So Far From Home, but it Black Widow would have worked better had it been somewhere before Endgame.
Yeah.
If they managed to rotate that into it rather than, I know what they're doing with it and setting up the Hawkeye movie.
Yeah.
The TV series. Sorry, setting up movie TV series. I read a criticism that it doesn't really feel like it's true, it doesn't really feel like a Black Widow movie because there's so many other characters in there that they focus on.
I think it would have actually worked better as the end game
Yeah.
because she was killed in that. So it's kind of like a last send off for her, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I just don't think her and Hawkeye, I don't think they could really carry a film. If that makes sense. I just think they're not background characters, but they're almost sort of, I don't know. It kind of works if they're not being in any Hulk films as well.
Yeah.
The fact that he's only in like the Avengers or the other film. They just, I don't know. I really enjoyed Black Widow. I mean, I'm not saying it's not good. It's just I see what you mean.
Budapest, if they could have done Budapest rather than just referencing it. That's what we've done.
Yeah, we all want to see that, don't we?
It is a good film, and I mean, the casting is superb. I loved what's his name? Harbour.
Oh,
Yeah, David Harbour.
Yeah.
I thought he was very Winston doing what he always does.
Yeah, but it's Cockney accent.
Cockney accent playing a Russian. He's like a modern day version of Sean Connery.
I was going to say, we've had a Scottish
Yep.
And
And
Pugh's good in it as well.
yeah,
If any of you haven't seen it, it's called Midsummer.
she's not.
She's fantastic in that.
I know her from that rock film about
Oh, the Fighting with My Family.
Yeah. But David Harbour, I thought he was superb as Alexei.
Yeah. Red, what was he called?
Crimson Avenger or something? I don't know, I can't remember.
It's
Something.
like
It was a.
Soviet Union version
I can't remember. It's one they I can't remember. It's Crimson something, or was it that when they take the Mickey out of him? Red something.
Yeah.
And how he sees himself as like a rival to Captain America, even though they've never met.
Yeah. I was going to bring that up actually, but in the prison, like I was saying, what year was this? So, 84, and he
Yeah.
was in Ice then, so
Yeah.
that'd be him.
He was brilliant because because I know him because I've watched since then. I've actually watched Stranger Things, so
Finally.
I eventually got you. We'll probably have to do a podcast on that, but
Yeah. I just saw the trailer thing for that.
season 4
Yeah.
that does look good. But
Yeah. No, but one thing I did get right was Marvel gets it right. You know, like it's quite a lot of humor in this, isn't there? It does feel like it fits, right?
yeah,
I didn't feel sort of like there was too much humor in this. I felt like it was balanced really well with the action and stuff.
I like how they did set up the Hawkeye series.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the post credits scene.
Like I said before, a bad Marvel movie is better than most
Oh yeah,
movies.
yeah.
When I say Marvel, I mean Marvel MCU. But I think
I
that
don't think
was
it was particularly bad.
it wasn't bad.
Just the
It
issues
was,
that you said are quite true.
I preferred seeing it on a bigger screen than I did on seeing it on a home screen
Yeah.
because it's good. It's but you can always react even because it was a smaller audience. That's why I think it was buried. I think
It
it was.
was, yeah. But I was kind of as well that I didn't see as much, sort of petty bickering online about it. It was just kind of flew under the radar.
Yeah.
It was nice in that sense that you could just watch it without any prejudgments because it had been buried by COVID. Whereas, something like Endgame, it's nearly impossible to not see anything unless you just don't go online and
Yeah.
seen it.
That's what I try. That's why it was good day of release because you're always gonna have someone
Yeah.
that's gonna spoil it. Which brings us to Shang-Chi. I actually love a film that I thought Miles honestly thought Marvel were burying it, and I had the thing that I said to my fiance, we'll wait till it comes out, and we'll just go and see it once because I had that Marvel are burying this movie. Why are they releasing that? It's not up, and so went to the cinema, sat down, and thinking this is gonna be just a fun Marvel film, which is not gonna be. We'll wait till it comes out on Blu-ray now. Yeah, about 5 minutes in, I was like already planning my second trip to the cinema.
Yeah.
I was like, "Yep, this is good. This is good." Aquafina as Katie.
Oh, she was the highlight.
Oh, she was.
And
Oh,
Ben.
and so yeah, Ben Kingsley. Yeah, I was like, this is good. This is good. So we worked out the other day with Thor: Dark World. Was it? It was All Hail the King was on the Marvel one shot All Hail the King with Trevor. And love it. So, yeah. Oh, he's yeah. And we were watching that, and I was like, when you could hear him because they put it on All Hail the King on Disney Plus now, and I was like, of course I've watched it since, even though I've got it on Blu-ray, but it's like, so when you hear his voice in the background, you got the young fiance laughing our asses off because we knew who's coming, and it's just like, yeah. But
See, it was good because I thought it was the Hulk effect. I thought it was like Bruce having a problem with the Hulk. And as soon as they walked in and you saw like the Shakespearean outfit, I just thought, please tell me that's Trevor. And then it was when it came out, and I just thought, oh my god,
oh, and his imaginary friend.
Yeah, Morris.
Yeah.
Actually, he's gonna be a little Funko and a plush, isn't he?
I want one, and I want a Trevor. And I don't want to go into. I draw the line and say using his dialogue because he has some brilliant dialogue.
He's great. Yeah. I think it's like he's literally stepped out of Iron Man 3.
Yeah, but it's the characters. You literally right from the start. I know nothing about the character of Shang-Chi. I just know
No,
the
I
Ten
don't.
Rings have been in the background.
Yeah.
And
I know he's kind of like a. He's similar to Iron Fist. He's like a martial artist.
yeah,
There's magic involved, and the Mandarin possibility. That's all.
I said I was sitting there watching. I was sitting there watching this when I was watching Shang-Chi, and I asked myself the question: Would I be seeing the cinema? Because I don't really go for that kind of fantasy.
Yeah, same.
Would if it been an if it I'm going to be honest, if it had been an Asian subtitled film or with a mystical thing, would I be sitting in the cinema and watching it? Yeah, probably would, because it'd be like something different that's on the big screen.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not interrupting, but at the start when it's got the subtitles, I was thinking, oh, I hope they do this all the way through. You know, that would have been quite brave for them. But I understand why they didn't.
Yeah,
But it doesn't matter because it's. I think the initial scene was set in San Francisco, wasn't it?
yeah.
Which is the city of the most Asian Americans. So it makes sense to set it, you know, in a place where there is quite a lot of consumption.
I don't, as a rule, go for that sort of
I don't.
fantasy.
Especially Asian fantasy. It's really weird. You know, we've got our versions of dragons, fairies, and all that. Theirs is just downright weird.
Yeah, but if that hadn't been a Marvel film and it had just been that, then I saw it when it came out on digital or Blu-ray or whatever, I'd be kicking myself that I didn't go to the cinema to see it
Yeah.
because I would have missed out. And I was like thinking, it's a Marvel film for people that don't really want to go and see a Marvel film. And
Yeah.
the acting in it is superb. The comedy's superb. The action choreography is superb. I like the way that they do speak Asian.
Yeah.
I don't know which dialect it is, but
I've heard
it
it.
yeah,
Well, hilariously probably Mandarin, but
yeah,
oh, like speaking of the Mandarin, Shang,
yeah,
the guy refuses to age.
yeah. He was, and of course Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah.
I mean, and I just and Benedict Wong as Wong. Oh man, he is.
In
And
his fighting room
yeah, oh,
with
I,
the maybe
it is Emil.
the
Abomination.
abomination.
See, I actually didn't realize till the second time till I heard him call him by the name Emil.
Oh,
So it is Abomination. Because it was the gill type things on his head that put me voice.
yeah,
It's
I
not plot
remember
too.
seeing the trailer thinking it was him,
Yeah.
but then I couldn't see the bones sticking out. Or maybe, you know, maybe just lipstick.
Well, one's the Universal, the others. No, no, they can do character
Yeah.
redesign. So it's
Well, I
kind
mean,
of
it was part of the MCU.
it is
wasn't
MCU.
Yeah.
It is MCU,
But
but
sort of not.
it's MCU, but through a different company.
Yeah.
But they mind it.
Yeah, because we still have
They've mined all they can and used all the copyright things that they can. But it leads on to I don't want to go to the end setups, but the actual end setups. I think it would be a major spoiler for anyone watching it. But the mid credits one that was Marvel at its best. That's
Well,
what
we did
Marvel
say
do.
spoilers at the start.
Yeah, we did say spoilers, but yeah.
Yeah.
But the mid credits one, yeah, with
Welcome to the circus.
yeah, and that was with those two. It was,
Yeah.
that was you don't expect it, but that's again. I mean, as much as like you said, I thought David Harbour and Rachel Weisz in Widow and Florence Pugh were good, but it was being led by an established character, and I think you can argue that the fact that we have an established character with new characters. I know it was a flashback movie. That's why it didn't gel so as well. Whereas with this one, you got a background character. The only major background character, and it was Wong. But because we got Wong, we know it's the same universe, and having Wong
Yeah.
the way he is, so pretty much I think he's going to be the new Coulson.
I think so,
It is setting up the whole with Bruce and yeah, we've got it all felt well into the continuity, and Shang-Chi Simu was just
yeah.
yeah.
And it relates to all prequels. There's no tension because you know it's a prequel and she's dead already. She can't die this one. So it sort of sets out all the tension of what's going. It's like the prequels of Star Wars, isn't it? You know certain characters aren't going to die
I still didn't want Anakin to go to the dark
No,
side
no,
when
no.
watching it, but
But you know, there's no chance of them dying.
No.
Unless we.
which we
We're
which,
about to, yeah.
yeah.
See, this is strange, actually, as well, because Doctor Strange related stuff is popping up in all the Marvel films.
Yeah.
We've had one, and we've seen the Phantom, and then he's obviously in Spider-Man.
He is.
So I think the whole setup's going for like multiverse of madness. I'd imagine Quantumania as well.
Yeah, Quantumania was which Quantumania is Kang the Conqueror.
Yeah.
Who's already been introduced.
Yeah.
So it's but
the Mortis, isn't it? He is, yeah. He has many forms,
Yeah.
doesn't he?
But with all this going on, this is Ant-Man and Wasp vibes. It's the one that, but it's like,
It's the end of the radar one that did well.
yeah.
Like I think it's like Guardian. I always we've said this before. I always prefer the B team characters
Yeah.
because you don't have any baggage or expectations going in. So when it does work better, it works better. And Guardians was like that. I knew of them. I couldn't have told you who the members were. But once I've seen it, I know it was shit as well.
We disagree on that. We completely disagree on that one.
But as a side note, something Marvel sometimes do struggle with. Like we said about the Black Widow trailer.
Yeah, that was terrible.
But yeah, no, I mean, I came out of Guardians thinking, wow, I'm glad I was
I came up with the Guardians trailer. I really loved that trailer, but with the Shang-Chi trailer, I was like,
yeah,
yeah,
I mean, like trailers for like
yeah,
but they either do amazing trailers or they do absolutely rubbish.
yeah,
I think someone who is better at trailers is DC.
yeah.
I think they're all their trailers.
Then they recut their films because everybody
Yeah,
liked the
it's
trailers.
just,
Suicide Squad, not
Well, I mean-
the Suicide Squad, but I think Suicide Squad, not the.
They suddenly used Craig Ever with their trailers and they Superman Returns.
Yeah, but all the good stuff in the fucking trailer,
Yeah.
not good.
But not really good part. Quite a few films.
Put the fucking spoilers in, like the one of the trailers for Pirates 5, when you go to the end and you find out you've got Keira Knightley back, or the worst one, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, where you just put the entire fucking
Oh,
yeah, you put Jeff Goldblum in it, and you go to the cinema expecting Jeff Goldblum. No, you've just
2 seconds.
the trailer. You got the trailer. You want to use Goldblum in Fallen Kingdom? Just watch the fucking trailer.
Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah, they should have kept that.
Oh, and Harrison Ford was in
But
that.
they say that on the big screen, yes, Shang-Chi is the first Asian superhero, and I did like the way, because I was watching it, I did like the way that they were appealing to both markets by actually having, and making people read subtitles. So that's
You want to watch this Marvel film, you have to read subtitles.
yeah, I loved it.
Combining two of my sort of favourite things as well. Superhero films are here to stay.
Yeah.
We both put forward the opinion they'd been gone by now, but
Yeah.
we were wrong. And martial arts films. So I mean, if he was alive, Bruce would have been.
Yeah.
Wouldn't he?
Would
have been the Mandarin.
That would have been cool.
Wouldn't he?
That would have been cool. I said that I got my fiance to watch Hero, the Jet Li movie, after this. So boom, that's a win. And
very amazing.
Heroes, yeah. And I remember after I saw it, before we went to see it, I said about Aquafina being. I was all gushy over Katie. You said, "What a Crazy Rich Asians."
Yeah.
So I was like, I did. It was good. Crazy Rich Asians, a little.
She's awesome.
Honey.
She has a great character.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I like about it. I don't like. I like to switch off when I'm sitting in the cinema watching films. I don't want to be analysing it like what we do.
No, you try not to.
But when I thought was watching Shang-Chi was when this is over, when I actually have my own physical copy of it, I'm going down and writing loads of quotes from the film because there's a lot of the quotes I really like. How
Yeah.
you need the light and the dark to be a whole.
The idea of names being important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although that was a very Star Wars Last Rise of Skywalker thing. What is your name?
We had the old the retcon, didn't we? With when the man was talking about the 10 rings being, you know how they're in the
Yeah.
Iron Man, weren't they?
Yeah.
The terrorist group's name.
Yeah.
He sort of says like, well, all these groups just co-opted that name.
Yeah.
That's not who I am.
Yeah.
You know, America was scared by an orange.
Yeah.
I like that one.
He was. Tony Leon
That's
was.
his first English speaking role.
Yes.
I mean, he can speak English really well, but he's always been quite loyal to the Asian market.
I think. I mean, for me, it is. I really want to watch more of his movies.
Oh, another thing that's always sort of you don't see a lot of in his films is how much of a good martial artist he is. He's always usually in films with guns. So, you know, like Hard Boiled is the film I would remember him from. And Infernal Affairs.
Yeah. I've seen that one years ago.
It makes me want to track down more of his martial arts.
Yeah.
You know,
Hero.
Hero, yeah. Well, yeah, I forgot about that.
Watching it the other day was like, and I was like, yeah, this is, and the young Donnie Yen.
Yeah. I'm wanting him to be in Marvel.
Yes. He's already been in Star Wars. But I just like the color palette when they go to Sean's. Yeah, I like the little colors and everything. I thought it was just beautiful. And the first time I watched Shang-Chi, there was something about the dragon that was, I don't know what it was. It took me a while to realize. I get, maybe I'm wrong, but this is just my opinion. It's got a very koi carp look with the oranges and the whites.
Yeah.
And I thought because it's a lot in the culture.
Well, dragons in Asian dragons are different to maybe like to European dragons. They're good spirits, like they look after the family and stuff like that. But they're more serpent-like than they are. You know, Game of Thrones dragons are different. The end actually reminded me of Game of Thrones when it's like the Dweller in Dark.
Yeah, something like that. I think when you walk out of a cinema and you can remember the names. I remember the name Katie and Sean.
Yeah.
And I just want to just throw in there. This is one of the coolest. I'm gonna say I probably was meant to do it. It was probably meant to be this, but when they're singing Hotel California, anytime they play Hotel here, I always have to go. Not the Eagles man.
Yeah.
From the Big Lebowski, which is Big Lebowski, Jeff Bridges, who was in Iron Man, Obadiah Stane, and the yeah, and I'm like, that's it's. I just thought, yeah, oh, it was an Endgame, yeah, and when I was like, yeah, that was brilliant, and the fact that that it's seemingly with the Eagles homaging again. Because the Ten Rings appears like in the background of Iron Man, so it's kind of like all.
And the post credit scene. No, sorry, the mid credit scene goes into them doing karaoke with the Eagles.
Yeah.
And then you fade out and have the real song on the credits.
Yeah. Again, Wong, Benedict Wong. For me, he cannot do anything wrong because he was in The Martian, which is one of my favorite movies. And I was like, oh yeah, and it is. Yeah, it's got this Winter Soldier in it. It's got Sue Storm. It's got the Phoenix, not the Phoenix, but the character from Dark Phoenix, Jessica Chastain. Yeah. I think we might be going to watch Martian again soon. Not yet. Should they sign up to kill him off? Yeah. You realise you'll just kill him off. Yeah. Yeah. So here's your job. You're just going to get killed off. Oh, he survived the Martian. They retire him though. But yeah. We've been gushing all over Shang-Chi, but Black Widow, the chemistry was there. I like the family.
Yeah, it was like a road trip as well.
Yeah. And Rachel Weisz,
Yeah, I also always got to think Rachel Weisz.
isn't she Mrs. James Bond?
She is, yeah.
Daniel Craig. So, and you've got Eva Anderson, who is the daughter of the director of Resident Evil.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Now you've mentioned it,
And her mother is.
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Because
not like you can't tell her.
yeah, she looks like it. And I did like it, but it was just
Yeah, yeah, the problem with that as well. When they Olga Kurylenko and
yeah.
and you're like, well, I haven't seen that yet, and they keep going about his daughter that's like,
Yeah.
oh, she's not dead, then she?
Yeah. And if you look at the ages that she is, she's older than,
Yeah.
and that makes no sense. But then again, she is also
Who was she in
Scar.
Taskmaster?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the age thing, because she was in Quantum of Solace. But for me, it was David Harbour that he made the movie.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see. I mean, I'd like to see Scarlett and Disney kiss and make up and do something else with her. It would be nice, but in that
Yeah.
kind of timeline.
Or like a Budapest prequel, like you said. I'd like to see
That
a
would be
TV series
brilliant.
on that.
That would be brilliant. Him and the Hawk.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was.
I what she actually found?
She's suing them.
What for loss of
Earnings.
is she having a laugh? How rich is she?
Exactly. But no, it's because it went on to Disney Plus and it was promised a full cinema release.
Oh, well, it did happen.
Not as much as it could have because it went straight on to Disney
I
Plus.
actually like you said, I think it was still enough why. Under. Like I said, the first ones of each phase are always
Yeah.
people have just wound down from the last phase, haven't they? That's why they have PS films now,
Yeah.
I think. Because I mean, Endgame was a massive catharsis, wasn't it? It was a huge emotional like journey.
You need a Spider-Man.
You need the Spider-Man, the funny one. Even like even just opening scene of that where they put I will always love you.
Yeah.
Picture of Tony Stark.
That was
You can't
brilliant.
help but laugh, can you? Because it's just Marvel. Whereas DC would have done that as like.
Yeah. They did do that. That was for
cool,
Superman.
Yeah, I know.
Superman. I mean, you look at Superman's funeral compared to Tony Stark's.
Yeah.
Tony Stark's had.
Everyone from the MCU.
Yeah.
The guy from Iron Man 3 that was a kid.
Yeah. That's because you care for the characters.
Yeah.
You know, whereas they know. When you kill off Coulson before you bring him back in Shield, and everybody's shocked, and as a secondary character, that elicits more emotion than killing off Superman did.
Yeah.
Because you just knew that they were setting up the next one before they were setting up Justice League, and he returned before his body was even cold.
Yeah.
The,
That makes sense.
no, you know when
you did every other member of the Justice League to have a film person.
Yeah.
And then, well, I don't know. I even think maybe would you have placed the Doomsday thing at the end of their phase one or later?
I think if you should have, if you really wanted to do a Justice League, I would have gone straight into a universe because everybody knows origin stories of Superman and Batman.
Mm.
What you do is you just straight out and you do your first Superman movie being the Doomsday movie. Then you have your Justice League because you have the Justice League in place. You have the Justice League being taken out in one shot. Then you do your Justice League movie of World Without Superman because everybody knows the characters. It's been done for,
And then you sort of have dark side of that.
Yeah.
Thanos, don't you?
So you do a.
Yeah, I would imagine that phase 3 would end with their saga would have been Crisis on it.
I mean, you could do you need to do a Justice League movie without Superman. So when you bring Superman back for the second Justice League movie, it's a bigger event. But seeing a ragtag bunch of heroes without their figurehead, because you already know how big Superman is.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always said you could literally make a Superman movie. I've always wanted to see a Superman movie where it's basically just one giant third act. You just take 20 minutes with all the Justice League without explaining their origins.
Yeah.
Just have them wiped out, and then Superman, Doomsday, Superman dies. Then you go straight into either your origin stories, or if you decide you want to go down that path, we go straight to Justice League. But
Yeah.
the problem with doing anything Justice League now is the Snyder Cut.
Yeah, which was great.
Yeah.
I mean, the problem as well with that, or just kind of in DC now, the problem with that was, that guy in Justice League, second Wolf,
Yeah.
he's just a kind of a, I don't know, he's like a second-rate stooge. And the only reason they can't beat him is because they're all human. Wonder Woman would have classed him in the comics. It was built around bringing Superman back because he's the only guy that could floor this guy. I mean, it just isn't a strong enough. If it was like Darkseid, then yeah, even no one's got a chance. You need Superman, but it's just I don't know.
Yeah, well, which goes back to the whole Marvel thing is DC want Marvel money, so
Yeah.
they've got here's your villain, whereas Marvel are going well we're setting up Kang the Conqueror, we're setting
Yeah.
up the Ten Rings, we're setting up we're setting up the multiverse, we're setting up so many different things. We're not going to tell you where we're going. Kang could be a red herring just for one phase. We've got people discussing what's going to come next. How are they going to? And it's brilliant.
I think we know where the whole thing's going.
Yeah.
They do whatever, couldn't they? That's the great thing about Marvel. They probably do road map the whole thing, roughly, but they play it out so well that it's all connected anyway. Even quote films like Dark World, they use as a reference in a time travel movie, of all the films to return to.
I always thought that was a big FU to a lot of the fans.
But it was also them embracing the fact that it's part of the universe still, whether it's bad or good.
How many people went and watched Dark World after Endgame?
Probably though.
Yeah. Or Ant-Man, who was one of the lesser of the ones, because you say to a lot of people, "Oh, did you like Ant-Man?" Oh, I didn't watch Ant-Man.
No, I didn't. I had a break from Marvel for a little bit because I was a bit sick of the superhero thing. And then the next film that I did go see was Civil War, and I was straight back into it. I was like, I want to see more Ant-Man.
We watched it. We watched Ant-Man, and we loved Ant-Man. So we were like, "Yeah, because I love Scotty."
Oh yeah.
And
that works as a comedy.
Yeah. And this goes back to Shang-Chi and Guardians of the Galaxy. These are the ones with the comedic element.
Yeah.
And I hope that listeners, or we don't hate Black Widow.
No.
We just that Shang-Chi, again, one that I thought that we said before was going to be buried. It's just because these characters, if Shang-Chi bombed and made nothing and nobody liked it, they're like Guardians of the Galaxy. You can take them out, or the Incredible Hulk. Like you can take it out and just pick little things if you're going to use it, like the Infinity Stones.
Yeah.
And but now that it's it goes back to because I remember when we watched Black Widow. It was like this is actually really good, really enjoyed the movie. Can't wait to watch it with you. But when anybody says anything about Shang-Chi, I was like, I don't say anything till you've watched it. Keep my mouth shut because but as soon as you watch it, I really want to hear what you think of it because it's that because it was the energy surrounding the Shang-Chi was definitely a lot bigger than Widow.
That kind of Mulan vibe.
Yeah.
Like the costumes and that. It was really good. Like the pace was perfect.
Yeah.
And I also like the fact that with this dweller in the darkness thing, which is itself I think like that's kind of like he's a big deal in the comics. So I'm hoping this is like what it is going to be. It's another multiversal creature that can affect reality. So we're digging into that multiverse well again, aren't we?
I think what with the Flash movie coming out and all in Marvel, what they're doing now, I think we've got another Civil War, Batman versus Superman measurement contest coming on. I think that DC has said that we're doing the Flash. We're gonna have Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck, and literally, we've got a new Supergirl, and I think they're might have the Watchmen in it. But then Marvel is sitting back and going, "Take your best shot."
Yeah.
They're going, yeah, anything you can do. We've already figured this one out. We've
Yeah.
already figured it out.
Blade and the X-Men.
Yeah. So,
Avengers versus X-Men, hopefully.
yeah. So whatever you do, but the thing is, they can hold on to X Men because if they can hold on to X Men for 10 years, nobody's going to bat an eyelid.
No.
Because everybody knows we've got phase at the end of phase 4, we've got the Fantastic Four. So they're still going to play that into the whole thing. And now we've got Shang-Chi, so everybody, so we'd be like, it's like, just announce the second one. Just announce the second one now.
I think as well, with his family thing, I'm really interested to see how they're going to play that. They're kind of in the background sort of team. Not team, but like, I think they're like these powerful beings that came to Earth thousands of years ago and they're what inspired and stuff. So I've got a feeling that's how they're going to play it.
Yeah.
So I actually am
I gotta admit, the trailer of that is a lot better than the trailer for Shang-Chi,
Yeah,
and
much
I was
better,
like,
yeah.
I was like, come on, take my money, Shang, take my
Yeah.
money, Eternals. But now, in terms of modern, recent superhero films, I'm sorry to say this because I do like the Snyder Cut, but of all the films since COVID, superhero-wise, Shang-Chi is literally leagues above the others. I'm sorry,
Oh, yeah,
blew me away. It did, and I think that is the new standard. I mean, another film it reminded me of, so it was Thor Ragnarok, because the ones that have got the fun
yeah.
element of it, because we've been mentioning all the comedies, and the most quotable one in recent history, as far as I'm concerned, is Thor Ragnarok with
Yeah.
the incredible Carl Urban.
Yeah. And
Korg, yeah, Korg. Korg. A bit of rock, paper, scissors humour there. Thor, he's at it again. Noob Master 69.
Piss off, go.
Oh, Taika Waititi can write some of the best. Love and Thunder, bring that on. Yeah. Yeah, it's getting faster. So I've seen a clip of Taika Han doing it at Comic Con, the hammer.
Oh, okay.
But it's Korg. It's Korg. But then again, Taika Waititi can't do no wrong.
No.
What we do in the shadows. Yeah. Yeah, I mentioned it, Jojo Rabbit. Should we just mention his entire back catalogue? Boy, Hunt for the Wilder People.
No.
What We Do in the Shadows again, because there's due a rewatch very soon. TV series.
Yeah, I know, but do a sequel to the film as well. We'll see what happens to the rest of them.
They went to the Vampiric Council after Guillermo. Yeah, after Guillermo killed Baron Athanas. Yes, I know my history of that. Thank you for recommending it. Callum recommended What We Do in the Shadows, so I'm now recommending What We Do in the Shadows. Yes. There's one thing. The other thing is a good thing is, with Marvel movies, especially with Aquafina and David Harbour, it makes you want to watch more of the material.
It does, yeah.
It does. Yeah, I've never seen that. But that one didn't appeal.
No. I never really liked the originals, to be fair. I've always liked Del Toro. I just
Ron Perlman?
Yeah, I like Ron Perlman.
Except for an Alien Resurrection?
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I just never really liked Hellboy's a bit of a boring character, to be honest.
I think, okay, you'll wrap this up because otherwise we are literally just going to be naming films that we love.
Yeah.
This has been we usually research and do these franchise wars. This was a little bit of an off the cuff one. Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, I don't want to disrespect a Marvel movie, which is Black Widow. It is an enjoyable movie.
Yeah, don't take it from us like it's not a good film because it's
Yeah. And it has a great opening sequence.
Yeah, and a quite good cover of like Team Spirit.
Yeah. Why is Nirvana being used a lot in movie trailers? But enjoyable film, but I just think ultimately now that Shang-Chi came out, which was, don't let the trailer put you off because, like I said, it's a mediocre trailer. Just the movie is yeah. It's a definite word of mouth movie.
Yeah,
Shang-Chi is. So this has been an impromptu franchise wars on TV. See you soon.